Do you want to know what life is like right here in northern Colorado? Then you are going to want to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know, from daily items that you're going to need to carry that I didn't know about, that you need to know about because I didn't know about them. That's why I know you need to know about them. I'm going to cover how to drive in Colorado. I'm going to cover some lingo and give you my Colorado Survivor Guide. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Noah, your northern Colorado guide. We're going to hop right into this video. Have some fun because everybody else over here is having a blast. I hope you can't hear the music playing, but this is like a party atmosphere behind me. There's people hanging out, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day in the middle of winter. It's like 50 some degrees right here in Longmont, but let's get in and start giving you everything you need to know for your Colorado Survivor Guide. So Denver has an elevation of 5,280 feet, and Longmont right here where we're at is coming in at right under 5,000 feet, and Mount Elbert, which is the tallest mountain in Colorado, is coming in at 14,433 feet. Now, whether you are coming for a visit or you're relocating, the one thing you can't do is get away from the elevation. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because exposure to high elevation can cause acute mountain sickness, or what is referred to here in Colorado as AMS, which is associated with headache, nausea, loss of appetite, and fatigue, which are usually the earliest symptoms when it comes to altitude illness. And now these symptoms can usually last between 12 and 24 hours after your arrival into a higher altitude. The reason this is important for you is if you're planning a visit or you're planning to come scout the area out, the first day you get here, if you're coming from a lower elevation, you may want to plan an extra day or two for your trip because that elevation can take you down a peg or two. Just something that I wish I would have known when I was looking at relocating here, because you try and come in, do things real quickly, pack a bunch of things in. Don't do that. Give yourself at least one extra day after you land here so your body can get acclimated, and if you do that, you're gonna have quite a bit better of a time. Now, your body is gonna acclimate to the altitude, but one of the things that your body might not get used to is the 0% humidity. Now, Colorado has low humidity primarily due to its high elevation. Now, we talked about the elevation before, but the state is actually situated on a high plateau, which means that most areas that you're going to be in are going to be at or above 5,000 feet. And at higher elevations, the air is going to be a lot thinner and holds a lot less moisture compared to our lower altitude friends. Additionally, the Rocky Mountains to the west influence the state's climate, because they act as a large barrier, causing the air to lift up over the mountains and lose its moisture as it rises. Now, this results in the dryness and dry conditions all over the state. This geographical and atmospheric setup contributes to the low humidity levels experienced throughout this entire state. And that brings me to my Colorado Survival Guide, which is going to be these 3 items in no particular order. Write these down. Boom. You're going to need sunscreen all year long. As I'm standing here right now with a sunburnt forehead, because it's been so nice, I've been spending a little bit more time outside. You're also going to need some lotion, obviously because of the 0% humidity, and I would also recommend a good chapstick. These are items that you're going to need to have in your pack, in your car, to make you a little bit more comfortable right here in northern Colorado. If you are getting value from this video, do me a favor, shoot me a text, give me a call. This is the way to get a hold of me. I am the person who answers every single text message and phone call from people just like you. Now, interesting fact here, the 420 mile marker signs all around Colorado, they've actually had to replace the 420 mile marker signs with signs that say 419.99, because the original signs kept on getting stolen due to the associated with the marijuana culture that we have here in Colorado. Now, Colorado, like many places, has its own unique set of terms and lingo that you might hear when you're visiting or when you first move here. And I'm going to go through and cover some of those for you. So when you land here and when you come to visit, you're going to be able to act, talk, and kind of blend in with the locals. Do you want to go climb a 14er? When is the last, what hike did you do this weekend? Was it a 14er? Now, the term 14er refers to any of the 58 mountain peaks in Colorado that exceed 14,000 feet in elevation. And hiking a 14er is a popular activity here among locals and you, the visitors, and that is going to be a term you are going to hear. Go climb a 14er.
All right, you guys, I'm off. I'll have to climb a mountain.
One of the other terms that you're going to hear is the front range. And this term describes the mountain range that runs north and south along the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains, which are going to include cities like Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, and Colorado Springs. Woo! Man, I got that Rocky Mountain high right now. Oh my gosh. The Rocky Mountain High terminology was made famous by John Denver's song, and the phrase actually refers to the euphoric feeling you get from being in the beauty and hiking to the top of one of the many mountain peaks we have right here in the Colorado Rockies. And it also is kind of a nod to the state's legalization of recreational and medical marijuana. So now you know how you get that Rocky Mountain High. Now here in Colorado, when we are talking about natives, this is the term that is often referred to by people who were born and raised in Colorado. You might also see like license plates that say native or bumper stickers that say native, and they're not actually referring to Native Americans, which were the original people who colonized Colorado. They're just referring to themselves and letting you know, hey, I was born and raised in Colorado and I'm a proud Coloradan. Now, when you hear somebody talking about the powder day, you know that this is a day of snowfall. So when you hear people talking about the white powder here in Colorado, they're not talking about any illicit drugs. They're talking about snowfall, and you're gonna hear that a lot. People talking about up in the mountains, up in the pass, we're hitting a powder day. So that's also a term that you're gonna see, and it's not derogatory. Now, you might also hear people talking about red rocks, and this is just not the color of the geographical features, but it is actually the name of a famous outdoor amphitheater near Denver, known for its stunning natural acoustics and beauty. And if you're coming for a visit or to check out the area, you need to put that on your list because it is an epic place to see a show. Oh, you better stay out of the ski traffic. Man, the ski traffic was horrible this weekend. The ski traffic just specifically refers to the heavily traffic on I-70, which goes through the Rocky Mountains, especially during the weekends and the ski season. You're gonna be stuck on I-70 for a minimum, I would say, of 2.5 to 3 hours before you get your final destination. So ski traffic is another term or lingo that you might hear. Yo, my friends are actually flatlanders. And now flatlander can sometimes maybe be a little bit derogatory if there's a group of Coloradans hanging out. But again, it's just a term to describe people who moved here or who are visiting here from a less mountainous region. Now, you notice a lot of this lingo is reference to the mountains, and it's because of our geographical location. So the western slope of the mountains actually refers to the portion of Colorado on the western side of the Continental Divide. Now, this is known for its fruit orchards, vineyards, and more arid landscape. Some other terms that you're going to need to know, especially if you're going to be visiting Longmont in this area, is you're going to want to know FOCO, that's F-O-C-O, and that's short for Fort Collins. LOCO, which is right here, that's us, Longmont, Colorado. You're also going to hear NORCO, which is N-O-R-C-O, and that stands just for Northern Colorado as a whole. And of course, you can't forget about Boulder, which is going to be shortened to B-O-C-O, Boco, Colorado. Now that we've covered some lingo and you have your Colorado survival kit, which is going to be lotion, sunscreen, and chapstick, I want to break down some important aspects of living here that I had no idea about until I moved here. Let's talk about the dress code. You are going to see people in Colorado, and people here do not care what they are wearing at all, because some people and most people who are out on the weekends, they're going to be coming down from skiing, from hiking, from mountain biking, from doing a yoga class. And here in Colorado, all you're going to do is you're just going to dust the dirt off and then go to the restaurant or to the local brewery to talk about the day, to hang out with your friends. So the dress code here in Colorado is very laid back. It's very casual, even in professional settings. So if you're coming from an area to where everybody likes to wear button-up shirts and khakis and, nice shiny shoes, you can take that down a notch here in Colorado, and you're still going to be probably dressed better than a lot of the people that you see. Now, the casual way of dress is fantastic as it allows you to be comfortable and prepared for the Colorado's weather roulette that we have here, because the weather here in Colorado can be famously unpredictable. Okay, 2 weeks ago, this was all covered in actually not 2 weeks ago, about 8 days ago, this was all covered in about 5 to 6 inches of snow. And you can see today, everybody's running around. There's kids chasing each other right beside me, and we're at Village at the Peaks, which is a cornerstone for entertainment and community vibes right here in Longmont. Now, when we're talking about the seasons and the weather roulette, it's kind of a running joke here in Colorado that you can literally experience the 4 seasons, the temperatures of the 4 seasons in one day as you descend the mountain right into the northern Colorado plains. And this weather roulette means that you don't have one winter coat. It means that you have 4. Now, this in and of itself might not seem like a concern until you start to look at the prices of good gear. And this is one of the things that caught me off guard completely. If you are relocating from a warmer state or a state that's just plain old cold all the time, you're going to need to budget for some proper outerwear that is going to match the changing weather patterns, which means you have a light jacket, a heavier sweatshirt, a spring or fall jacket, and then your winter coat for those occasional snowy and cold days. Now, I'll give you guys a quick tip is that you can get deals on outerwear, which I had no idea good outerwear was $400 to $500. It just is. But you can get some deals here locally at the Play It Again Sports, or if you're planning on moving here, I would actually get on Facebook Marketplace so you can basically see what's available for you when you get here. Now, all this gear and all the stuff you need to adventure here in Colorado might seem kind of standard to you, but it took me off guard for 2 main reasons: the cost, and also you have to have a place to put it. So if you're looking at a rental or purchasing a home with limited storage, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to look at a home with the most amount of storage you can get, because you're not going to be fully adjusted to life here in Colorado and not know that you will pick up some gear. You're going to get some new hobbies, and to put all those things somewhere, you're going to need a place to put them. Now, me personally, I've lived in my home for 4 years. I've never parked a car in my garage, not one time. My garage is full of my adventure gear, our camping gear, and I have 2 kids. They've got 2 bikes, they've got scooters, they've got a bounce house. I mean, our garage is literally packed full of adventure gear, and I'm never going to park my vehicle in there. So a great rule of thumb is when you're looking at homes for rent or for purchase, make sure you have enough storage room for your current needs, and then take that times 2. Now, you can't get to any of this adventure without driving. So let's dive into what you can expect. And first off, I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to notice is an unusually high number of Subarus. Every parking lot, you can just literally sit there and count them. And it's almost considered the official state car due to the popularity of residents who value the all-weather capabilities and the toughness, as well as the great fuel economy. Another vehicle that you're going to see here all the time is the Toyota Tacoma, which I would say would be the second most popular car that you're going to see in Colorado. And it doesn't matter what kind of car you drive if you don't know how to navigate the Colorado's terrain. Now, this is something that I want to just be very clear about in this video, because it took me a little bit to adjust coming from a different type of an area that didn't have a lot of switchbacks. And if you are coming down the mountain and you are on a switchback road, the road is going to be horribly windy. You're going to have to take corners at about 12 to 15 miles an hour. And if there's somebody who's riding your tail, one of the things that you should do is just pull off to the side of the road as soon as you can, because more than likely those people live up in that valley and they know that road like the back of their hand, and it's going to be safer for you, also safer for them, if you just kind of scoot out of the way. One of the other things that you need to do when driving in mountain switchback roads is you need to go ahead and click your vehicle from drive into a lower gear. Now, this is called dynamic engine braking and is going to help your brakes last significantly longer And also, they're not going to start on fire. You want to Google car fires on I-70. There's one every week from somebody who's just riding their brakes all the way down the mountain. It heats your brakes up and it causes problems. So don't do it. I hope you guys had a blast hanging out with me today. And if you want to know more about real estate values and the most economical place to purchase, check out this video right here where I break down everything you need to know about where to live, what's the best economical place to live. Click that video right there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Just drop me a comment and let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate the feedback. And remember, my friends, stay adventurous.